If you got like 500 Google reviews and you have no reviews anywhere else, they regard that as suspicious.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, how come nobody else is talking about you anywhere else? These may be fake.
So a deviation from norm. If the other guy has 500, but he's got 38 on BBB, 45 on Facebook, some on Yelp, and spread out, they're like, that looks right.
Yeah.
The other guy's got
That looks
494 and almost no other reviews. They're like, yeah, this doesn't smell right.
And by the way, we've recently, just in the past month, they've actually been dialing in on reviews because we've had multiple clients call and have Google reviews removed from their profiles.
Yeah.
Anywhere from seeing like 50, anywhere from 15 to like 75 just get pulled off.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but it could be exactly what we're talking about. Your weighting of reviews and other brand signaling doesn't feel right to us.
Yeah.
And so we're going to take them off. And
the way these are worded or the location of what information we have on the person that left the review makes it look like they're too far out of town or something like that. It can be anything.
Too many of them have keywords plugged into them.
They look keyword stuffed or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, just be careful. The moral story is get Google review. And we didn't go over that, but don't cheat. Don't buy reviews. You don't want to. I had a guy was paying to get a review removed. And
oh my God.
So there's these companies that'll remove a bad review. Guys, if you get a bad review, you got a bad review. If it's a fake bad review, somebody's a jerk, it's a fake bad review.
You can go into Google, you can submit and say, hey, this guy wasn't really a client. And then you wait 5 days, and then you abide by their judgment.
Basically,
because they're not going to change their mind.
So this guy, it's an interesting little side topic, and we'll finish up here. But I want to talk about this guy a little bit more because he was sitting there, and he really cared about that. Somebody gave him one. He claimed it wasn't a legitimate review. I believed him. But he had let's say he had 110 reviews. He has this one bad one. And he's like, it just really bothered me. I was like, okay, well, fair enough. It bothered you. And he said, yeah, I'm paying this company. They're going to send in a bunch of fake accounts and start telling Google it's a bad review. That's what they do, by the way. There's no way to do this legitimately.
Yeah.
There's no way to do it. And it's a bad review. Now, you have a relationship that you want to foster with Google, largest, best free marketing ever known to mankind in the history of the world. And so your business, your plumbing company is relying upon this. And it's moving forward and you're doing well. And you've got this one thing, you're going to send over an army of drones from Mumbai or wherever to start attacking that review. And I asked the guy, I said, I got a question for you because I know that Google doesn't want you to do that it's against their guidelines. Do you get a lot of calls off your Google account? He said, oh, yeah. I said, is it worth it for you to lose your Google account and your entire company in order to use these services to get the one review removed? Or might it be better to get more good reviews and use something like DataPins and champion your company and bowl over that review with legitimate good reviews?
Yeah.
He said, well, yeah. I said, would you go out of business if you lost your Google account? And he said, maybe. I said, you're going to continue down that path when I've told you as the owner of a company that Google could find offense to that and take down your account? And I want to say something, too. I said, they didn't charge you for the Google account.
Yeah.
There might be some minor little piece of, thing that happens to you that's not fair, some injustice, but they didn't charge you $300 a month or $1,000 a month. They didn't charge you. They don't have a group of Americans waiting on your every pins and needles for what your version of justice is. So your version of justice that you've made millions and you've paid nothing, but you might have to use some optimization for somebody like Plumbing Webmasters or DataPins. But it's this massive thing there.
Yeah.
And they're just asking to try to have a fair environment. And the algorithm might come after that guy and say, well, boom. And he goes from 12 trucks to 2.
Yeah.
4.
And we've seen that happen.
Happens.
We've had clients call us and say, I'm going to do this. And we say, please don't do that. That's a bad idea. And they'll hold off for a while. Yeah. But then someone will talk them into it and they'll do it, lose the Google account. Google won't reinstate it.
I mean, Google gives you some grace, give them some grace. I don't love them to pieces from that standpoint. I'm not trying to go there with it, but we don't bite the hand that feeds us. It's a great platform, and you should treat it that way. They're not hurting you, don't hurt them. And if they are hurting you, if you think you are, you're just remiss in your digital brand signaling. You need to get data pins. If you're not getting what you want from them at all, you've done a horrible job of spreading your brand signaling. And you can do that, and you've been remiss about it. If you did that properly and did it well, they would recognize you. They always do. And if you got a bad SEO or somebody did you dirty or you paid good money, I don't know what that is. I hear people say that a lot. But if you paid good money and it was actually enough for a human being in America to help you, then maybe you got bad services. But that doesn't mean you give up and quit trying to signal to them. Get a Google review. Have this other stuff in there. Don't do dirty stuff with Google reviews. Buy them or have them removed or anything like that. So it's beyond their wishes. They're being pretty reasonable with you. They're asking for those reviews, but your brand needs more. So get these reviews. I hope this stuff helped. We've been doing this for eons. We're in our prime.
Feels like it.
We're in our prime. It don't get better than what we got right now. We've got proprietary software called data pins to help you with this. Not only that Google review, but the other things you need for your brand to dominate. Guys, message us, call us, email us when you're ready. We'd like to be of service. We're happy to work for you. We look forward to hearing from you.